morning, my fellow YouTubians. Love life trucking, right? So, we are here at Outdoor Aluminum in Geneva, Alabama, picking up random stuff. Basically, so we got some fencing right here. Like, I'm guessing like some barricades or something, perhaps. Got other miscellaneous stuff. The first half of this load does not need to be tarped, just strapped. But the back half, because of this steel piping or aluminum piping, I'm guessing, hence the name of the company, this does need to be tarped. So I have to tarp the back part of this load. 1 8-foot drop lumber tarp, whatever you want to call it, should be enough to suffice it. But yeah, I'm gonna get this tarped. This load, as you can probably see on the sign here, is going to Niobrara, I think I pronounced that correctly, Nebraska. Load is, because I went home for 2 days. I don't know if I guess I didn't mention that. After I dropped off my trainee so that he could move on in Birmingham, I did head home. I went home for 2 days. Why? Because I can. And manager sent me this load. It was 109 miles from where I lived at. And it's about a 1,200 mile run. Get it there Friday. Load pays $3,100. Yes, that is to me. Yes, that is after the 70%, after Boyd takes their cut. Here now I get a 70-30 cut instead of a 65-35. So that's after their cut. Yes, it's $3,100. Equates somewhere in the math of maybe about $240, $250 a mile. So we can run with that. We can run with that. And I already got fuel too. Anyways, y'all, weather looking a little gloomy. I'm gonna get out of here. Go ahead, get this load tarp strapped, and get on down this highway. I'll see y'all then. I know this may come off a little awkward, but I'm going to do a 6-month review of Boyd in the middle of my weekly video. There is a reason I'm doing that, but we're gonna just go over some few things about my time with Boyd Brothers Transportation / Boyd Brothers Independent Express. And there is a slight difference between the two. So, as far as training at Boyd, when I first got there, it was where you could walk in day one and lease, which I did. That was going fine. Training was 4 days of classroom, 3 days of load securement up on the training hill. They have 6 different stations where you do different types of securement. They have calls, they got out to the sky, they got suicide, they got shotgun calls. They have a tarping station where you just kind of, tarping a load, learn how to tarp it, show you how to fold up tarps, things of that nature. Of course, in training, you do the classroom training, you do classroom tests, but those are mostly open book and those are pretty easy to get through. You have an agility test you do, which is a pass or fail. Of course, there's a drug test, which is also pass or fail. You'll do all those the first and second day, and that, honestly, it usually eliminates a couple people. Anyways, my time here at Boyd it started off kind of good, and then it went kind of up and down, and then now it's great. So, I'll say that. So, starting off, of course, being my first flatbed job, I didn't know much about Boyd. I didn't know much about how the load board ran. I didn't know much of anything. I did some research. I wanted to go to a smaller flatbed company. That's why I ended up here. And that's why I chose to go with them. I didn't want to go to a mega corporation company, a mega carrier, if you will, like TMC or Milton or PNS or Maverick. I didn't want to go to any one of the mega carriers. I chose purposefully a smaller flatbed company so I could get more personalized training, which I've been able to do over time through developing relationships. Boyd does have its goods and his goods and bads, ups and downs, just like any other company, right? So one of the main good things is that your reputation speaks for you here, being a smaller company. What that means is that, granted, there is no favoritism shown, but if you are a worker who has proven himself, you're proving yourself to be a runner, you're proving yourself to be a mover, a shaker, you can pick up on time, deliver on time, then you're going to have access to loads that they may not want to give out to other people, because those people have proven themselves unreliable, and you've proven that you can go when it's time to go, that you can knock out those 1,300 miles, that you can pick up on time, securely transport that load and get where you need to go on time. So those are things you want to look for, in a company, that when you start putting in work, they put in harder work for you to show you that they appreciate you. So some of the bad things about Boyd is, well, I guess maybe they're nitpicks, right? Because we all got our nitpicks about every company we go to, is that they want a DOT inspection done every 2 months on the truck. That's whether you're leasing or whether you're company. It sucks worse when you're leasing, because if you don't get that DOT inspection done every 2 months, they will lock you out of the load board, and you'll be unable to choose loads or even have your dispatcher book loads for you. So that is something that has hemmed me up on many an occasion and has caused me to go into the negative before, especially when you're in the middle of nowhere where there's hardly any truck stops and no one available to give you a DOT inspection. It can ruin your week. So, and there's nothing reminding you, hey, DOT inspection's coming up. So that's probably the most suckiest thing to me. And that can be in effect for the truck and the trailer. Let me put that out there. So even if you just did your 2-month DOT inspection on the truck, they'll still get you depending on the trailer that you have. If that trailer needs an inspection, you'll still be locked out of the board. So that's something I'm not particularly fond of. Also, that, yeah, at one point it seemed like the freight started to go on a decline, but freight has picked up recently. I've run loads. I haven't ran a load less than $2 a mile in, like the last week or two. So freight has definitely picked up. Is it great? Is it booming? Is it 3-4 years ago? Of course not. We're not going to kid ourselves, but it's better than what it was. The lease program, let me touch on that. The lease program is pretty good. Are there cheaper leases out there as far as weekly leases? Yes, of course. But you'll also be in those cheaper leases, which can be great, for a lot longer than what Boyd's leases are. Boyd's leases, some I've heard of on the low end, as low as 9 months. There are some that are, mine was 1 year and 6 months that I had at the time. And I've seen them as high as 3 years for the newer trucks, like the 2022s or 23s. Now, they are phasing out some older trucks right now. And so their fleet is, they're updating their fleet. So they're phasing out some older trucks, lease trucks that they are going to sell out to, other parties. And then they're going to bring in a new set of lease trucks that they're going to bring in. Probably the minimum year, I think, is going to be 2021s now. I had a 2020. Truck did good for me. The only problems I had out of it was a radiator leak. And, got that fixed right away, was back on the road, kept it moving. Anywho, now being part of Boyd Brothers Independent Express, I have made a lot of good money. Money has been great. The financial burden that becomes lifted off their shoulders, knowing that you don't have that weekly note every week, it just opens up a lot less, a lot more ways to relieve stress. Let's just put it that way. And I haven't been as stressed out as I was. I've had more free time to myself. Right now I'm sitting over the weekend. I only did 1 load this week. I just came out of the house and I'm not too bothered by it. Yes, of course I wish I could have done more, but that was a matter of improper planning and being in a dead zone. I'm here in Nebraska. Anyways, y'all, we don't want to be super long-winded with this. So, because we still got other parts of the video. Y'all still got to watch stuff. With that being said, guys, so, There's a lot more I could have gone into with this whole Boyd Brothers review and things like that. But after 6 months, I could say that I do love this job. Have I made plans to leave? I have. Have I done a little researching on other companies that may offer more? Yes, I have. I mean, why wouldn't I? The goal out here in trucking is to always elevate, right? You never want to stay the same. You never want to get stagnated in any career you have. So with that being said, please continue watching the rest of the video. I just decided to throw a review in the middle of here just because I can. I mean, it's my video, right? I could do that. With that being said, y'all, go ahead and finish watching the rest of the video. Find me on all my little social media things. You know, I may or may not pop them on the screen. And if I don't, they are at the beginning of the video. Find me. Look me up. Holla at your boy. My fellow YouTubians, we are here in Niobrara, Nebraska, here at La Creme Construction. I just dropped off that load over there that you see the gentleman over there standing by. It's a load of aluminum piping, aluminum fences, guardrails, stuff like that. They're building, you can't see it because that truck is in the way, they're building a gazebo here on in Native American reservation. There's RVs over there because people here are visiting. It's very muddy out here, very dirty, very sweaty, but hey, that's flatbed in a nutshell, right? So yeah, guys, like I said, this load was about 1,300 miles. Load paid $3,100. And yes, that's after boys cut, get a 70-30 cut now. I was getting 75% last week because I had a student with me, but without the student, I get 70%, which isn't, you know, too bad considering I'm not leasing a truck, I own my truck. Anyways, guys, my settlement for this week was $4,006.35. Mind you, I still made that much while being in the negative last week, $538. So my settlement actually would have been around, losing my voice. My settlement actually would have been around $4,545, give or take a few pennies. So great week. Sorry, y'all, a little sweaty, a little tired. About to get ready and get up out of here. I don't know where my next reload is coming out of just yet. But once I find out, I'll let you guys know. They just got me done. And tune in to the next episode of Dragon Ball.